Hello, I'm from a neutral country and I would like to talk to you today about the sneak Islamization of my country and most of Europe. Um, the drive in this election for the Conservative Party seems to be to talk about the Islamization or the sneak Islamization of Norway, as they mostly delicately put it. You see, there's about 20% Muslims in Norway, and there's about 20% atheists in Norway and 55% Christians. But is there any atheisticization of atheisticization of Norway? No. There's an Islamization, a sneak Islamization, because, well, they haven't had any effect on our politics so far. And when I come to think of it, it's very few Muslim politicians, and there's isn't really that many. There's not one single party pushing for their cause, but we have a Christian party though. So, oh yeah, they're building mosques around, my town. We get 2 mosques. One over a restaurant, over like in the apartment. They just converted the apartment to a mosque, and they paid for it themselves. So the state didn't really have anything to do. Well, but we got another mosque located close to the old school, but it's extremely small. Like, you could have a family living there, like it's the size of small family house, a small one, maybe a youth apartment or something, and they paid for that themselves. Churches in Norway are paid by the state, or paid for by the states. But the state, not the states. The states is in America. The state is our government. All the mosques, and there are extremely few mosques which isn't like apartment mosques, like they convert an apartment, but actually building mosque. There's one in Oslo, one in Moss, a couple of others spread around the country, a small amount, and they are all paid for by themselves. Now, Muslims it's a big minority, but Buddhists, those are 2.7% of our country, but you can find temples, big temples, all over the place. Now, if I had xenophobia, I would be more worried about all those temples than those few mosques. And people attack these people of Islam, but I have a different experience. Those Muslims who don't go to the mosques, they are the general one that is fucking frightening. Like, take the Kurds in mosques, for example. They don't go to the mosques, not that I know of, but they are like the real gangsters here. They're mobsters. So I think it's better that the Muslims get their mosques instead of us taking it away from them, because that helps them stay calm. It seems like I saw this thing on CNN. This Australian Muslim. In Australia, Muslims are also prosecuted almost by the people. He said, if you don't go to the mosque, you are going to join a gang and be a criminal. If you go to the mosque, the people are still gonna prosecute you for being an extremist. The people that go to the mosques, not many of them are extremists, they're moderates. For you, the Muslim youth, it helps if they go to the mosques. The mosques is good for them. It's better than them winding up in one of these Kurd gangs. Another thing that annoys me a lot with this is the fact that the people calling for the Muslims to get thrown out, or calling for them to limit their freedom of speech, calling for them to get taken their rights away from the Muslims, the people calling for this are also the big freedom of speech advocates, you know, the ones that say things like, oh, the Muslims want to limit our freedom of speech, the Muslims want to enforce things on them. And then in the same breath they say that they need to limit the freedom of speech of the Muslim and enforce laws against them. That is hypocritical. That is counterproductive. If you want to fight for freedom, you need to fight for other people's freedom. If you think you stand for freedom, but in the same turn you want to limit somebody's freedom, you do not stand for freedom. You do not stand for freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen. You stand for censorship. You are just as bad as them. But the thing is, most Muslims want freedom of speech, especially here in Europe. They do not want to limit your freedom of speech. They do not want to take your freedom away. But you want to take the freedom away from them. It's you that are the beast. And also, if you believe in freedom of speech, you should fight for freedom and freedom of speech, even for those that want your freedom of speech taken away. You see, freedom, if you believe in freedom, and those who believe in freedom know that freedom should apply for everyone. If anyone has the right to take away freedom and freedom of speech from anyone, and you agree with it, well, then you should also agree when somebody tries to take away your freedom and freedom of speech because they disagree with you and your views. So how can you support freedom and freedom of speech and not support freedom and freedom of speech at the same time? You can't. You're a major hypocrite. These people who want to limit the freedom of the Muslims don't understand that they are calling, that they also invites people to have the same points against them, that, well, they disagree with them and they think they are extremists, so then they have the right to take away their freedom too. You cannot take away somebody's freedom but at the same time claim freedom. Either you're for freedom or you're against freedom. Either you fight for everybody's freedom or you fight against everyone's freedom. That's just how it is. So, and this fucking all these people saying this Sneak Islamization, which isn't happening. They are also saying that we should limit the freedom of speech of somebody because they tried to limit the freedom of speech of us. Well, then their point is valid. Then they should limit your freedom of speech. Because of the same reasoning, you have to limit their freedom of speech. You fucking Islamophobes, you make me sick. You make me sick to the fucking bone. And you just generalized every fucking Muslim. There's There's extremely few Muslims in Europe that is extremist. Those who go to the mosques are most likely not extremists. I really hope you're not that fucking stupid that you can't see your own the own crap you're walking in, your own fucking hypocrisy. You're fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid, and it fucking disgusts me. Fuck you.